Hey guys, it's Haunted House here. Apex Legends launched in 2019 and has had numerous ups and downs ever since then. As of writing this, we are currently in Season 22, which features a whole host of shiny items and changes to keep players engaged. As someone who has been playing this game for a while, it's great to see some of the changes that have been made. And even though there are some things that I don't like, I think I can personally say that this game has never felt like it was in a better state than now. That being said, I find that the game can't really keep my attention in the way that it used to. And it doesn't sound like I'm the only one. Today I want to explore why the game may be better than ever, but some players still can't be bothered to play. Let's tune in. I have to hand it to Respawn. They really pulled out all the stops for this season. Kind of reminds me of Season 16, Revelry, like that era of the game. Like in Season 16, we didn't get a new legend with this season, and instead we got some quality of life changes meant to enhance our experience. There's a new map, E-District, which is pretty great, honestly. New akimbo dual wielding options for the P2020 and Mozambique, which have caused all sorts of chaos, and a new battle pass system that sees the season divided into two splits, each with their own 60-tier battle pass. There's a lot to dig into, especially when you consider that the game now has 26 legends to mix and match on your team, and new events coming every few weeks or so. That said, the game feels a bit unfocused to me. Sure, we have all these great things to explore, but it sort of feels shallow at this point. As wide as an ocean, as deep as a puddle, as they say. Previous changes like a new map, legend, or even the Evo Shield perk changes felt substantial, like a large meal to sit down to and really indulge in. All the recent flashy, attention-grabbing moves feel more like a full buffet made out of nothing but junk food. Sure, it's entertaining for a bit, but there's not a lot of real substance that'll keep you satisfied there. A friend of mine recently tried to get into Apex Legends for the first time, and she was instantly overwhelmed with learning the characters, maps, and weapon metas, which, to be fair, I expected. But then she was also thrown off by how convoluted progress is in this game, and how it was difficult to figure out what she should be doing or focusing on. The menu and UI are not great for new players, and she didn't know what mode she should be focusing on to have the best experience in-game as a beginner. Add to that the newcomer pass, battle pass, and like 5 different in-game currencies, multiple different game modes with different numbers of teammates. The game has devolved into a neon-colored mess at this point, and it kind of loses some of its identity by trying to shovel in so many different things and options. I realized that as overstimulating as this game is for someone who has played it for as long as I have, it's 10 times worse for new players. I think that both the experience for new players and players in general could use some streamlining and reformatting. I shouldn't feel like I'm charting a course for an expedition through the jungle just to help my friend get started off on learning the basics of the game. And having to say, oh yeah, you can just kind of ignore like these 10 aspects of the game in an attempt to make menus and mechanics understandable was really eye-opening for me. While it's great to have options, these options are meaningless if they are vestigial and don't really serve to make the experience better for anybody. Another aspect that made my relationship with this game rocky is the way that it seems to pull me in and then just as quickly push me away. I'm somebody that's been playing since Season 5, and there have been some seasons where I grind hard and fully complete the battle pass, others that I only dabbled a little bit into gameplay, and some where I couldn't even be bothered to pick up the controller and try and engage with it. The positive things that keep me coming back are the creative cast of characters and how each legend has their own personality and ability that really makes playing them and getting to know them a fun time. The gunplay and movement are also something that I really enjoy about this game, and I constantly find myself comparing other Battle Royale games to Apex Legends every time I try and pick them up. However, every time this game charms me and wins me back, there's something that pushes me away immediately after. There are some senseless changes in the way that ranked or general matchmaking works, or an oppressive meta with legends or weapons, or an influx of cheaters affecting both PC and console players. It seems like every time we take a few steps forward, we immediately are met with something else that forces the game to take at least 3 steps back, if not more. The constant push and pull can be exhausting. especially for someone like me who is not a top-tier player in this game. I'm not an Apex predator. I don't have a team of day one super chads that I pub stomp with on the regular. I'm just the average dude that wants to hop on for a while and have a good time. And unfortunately, when I take some time away from Apex Legends and finally get the urge to come back, I never know exactly what game I'm gonna be returning to. Could be good, could be shit. Just depends on how Respawn is feeling that season. So yeah, Apex is kind of in this state of constant change and fluctuation. But do you know what the player base can always rely on? The fact that EA will slowly drag this game down into the pits of hell via aggressive monetization that would make even a Las Vegas casino owner blush. Now don't get it twisted, I'm no stranger to shelling out some cash for a game. I was a die-hard Destiny player for a long time, and in my previous career I had a lot more disposable income that majority of my extra cash went towards Apex collection events. In fact, I kind of pride myself in having some of the worst heirlooms that the game has to offer in my collection. It's something that kind of happened accidentally, but you know what? I enjoy it for what it is. Now though, I can't even usually be bothered to complete the free battle pass, let alone pay for any premium fancy extra stuff. Even something that they push as a positive, like having 2 battle passes to keep players engaged, is a transparent attempt to double dip into gamers' wallets. Yes, Apex is a live service game, and I understand that it needs to make money to continue to provide for us, but the money grabbing was so blatant that they even had to backtrack on how far they wanted to go with it, which is a whole other topic I don't have time to dive into here. Just how clearly EA views this game as a revenue-generating machine over a creative product leaves a bad taste in my mouth, and I feel like it's only getting worse. I'm tired of seeing cool new skins and trailers for this game and hearing about new heirlooms that are going to be coming out and thinking, well, that's nice and all, but I don't have $300 to $500 to shell out for this shit, so I guess I'll never have it, whatever. I'm not saying that everything in this game needs to be free to earn, but having a bit more to look forward to would be better than, you know, a terrible looking Valk skin that you're realistically never gonna use. Like, be honest with yourself, you're not gonna use that. Just some food for thought. So a lot of the issues I have with this game have one thing in common. I can't do shit to control any of it. I can't make the game more focused. I can't get them to stop making unnecessary changes that hurt gameplay. And I sure as hell can't keep the literal greed demons at EA from trying to siphon the very blood from my veins for a profit. But what I can control is my mentality and how I approach this game. And I can try and play it in a way that is fun and engaging for me with little to no expectation beyond that. I may not have the newest skins and I may not complete every battle pass, but I can hop in for a few games to mess around with characters that I've grown to know and love. And once that fun wears off, I'm glad I'm at the point that I can take some time away from the game and not feel like I'm missing out on something. Oh no, FOMO. In a way, accepting that there's no way I can realistically immerse myself in everything this game has to offer is liberating. I know it sounds kind of weird, but I find that the less I care about completing things or how I'm performing in a given match, the more fun I end up having. That would be my advice. Try to have some fun, but if you're not, there's no shame in swapping to another game. If you have some friends to play Apex with, first of all, wow, must be nice. My friend who was trying to get into this game got overwhelmed in the time it took me to make this video and went back to Overwatch, so that's a thing. Yeah, but I genuinely believe that squatting up with some friends and playing some low-stakes pub games with funny banter is the best way you can actually enjoy this game. There's a reason that even professional content creators for Apex Legends rarely play alone, and when they do, it's like for a challenge, so that's something to think about as well. If you're a chronic lone wolf like yours truly, whether by choice or otherwise, giving yourself a goal can help a lot when it comes to staying engaged. Maybe try and see how many kills you can get on your favorite legend, or try and go for a specific weapon mastery. I might end up doing a challenge here soon where I try to learn all of the legends one by one. Let me know in the comments below if you would be interested in seeing that, but that's something I might do just to keep the game entertaining for myself. Who knows? And when the excitement from that wears off, I'll just move on to the next game until I get the itch to come back. Not feeling like I'm missing out on stuff or I have to log back in every week to see what kind of changes have been made. Just engaging with the game on my terms when I feel like it. Overall, like any game, Apex Legends is what you make of it. The game may be technically in one of the best states it's ever been in, but that doesn't mean that you have to engage with it if you're not feeling it. There are already some changes that are being talked about for Season 23 that sound great, but I've been down this road of hopeful optimism before. I'm sure there will be some good changes and a few bad ones to balance it out, but I think the approach of just playing the game until I get bored and moving on is more for me. I think I can find more enjoyment going that route. And hey, if that season comes out and sucks ass, then Black Ops 6 is right around the corner, so that'll be more than enough to distract me for a little bit. Speaking of, if you want to know the best ways you can get ready for the new Call of Duty game in under 5 minutes, make sure you check out my previous video. But that's all for me today. Thank you so much for hanging out. Make sure to eat well, stay hydrated, take care of yourself and those around you. I'll see you next time, friends.